Hey everyone, welcome back to Success Blueprint Podcast. Today we're diving into the wild world of Elon Musk. This guy isn't just a billionaire, he's a real-life Tony Stark, blasting off to space in his own rockets, building electric cars that look like they came out of a sci-fi movie, and sticking chips in people's brains. Kind of. But before we get to the crazy headlines, let's rewind and see how this South African-born engineer became the tech titan we know today. Buckle up, because it's a bumpy ride with a whole lot of laughs. So Elon Musk wasn't born on Mars. Shocker, right? He actually came into this world in Pretoria, South Africa in 1971. Now, his family wasn't exactly living on the space station, but they were pretty comfortable. His dad was an engineer, and his mom was a model and dietitian. Sounds like a recipe for success, right? Well, life threw Elon a few curveballs early on. He was kind of a bookworm, obsessed with sci-fi and gadgets, which apparently wasn't the coolest thing at school. Let's just say he got his fair share of wedgies. But hey, maybe those bullies unknowingly fueled his desire to escape this planet altogether. But Elon wasn't all textbooks and bruises. By the age of 12, this little dude wrote and sold a basic video game called Blastar for a cool $500. Not bad for a preteen, right? You see, the fire was always there, burning bright with innovation and a touch of nerd revenge. At 17, Elon decided to take his talents to North America, landing in Canada first and then the US for college. Why the big move? Well, better educational opportunities and, let's be honest, avoiding mandatory military service in South Africa probably played a part too. Can't blame him there. Imagine Elon Musk in basic training? Hilarious mental image, right? Anyway, college is where things really started to take off. He enrolled in an engineering physics program at the University of Pennsylvania, then bounced over to Stanford for a PhD in applied physics and materials science. But guess what? He dropped out after just 2 days. Why? Because the internet was calling, and Elon had bigger fish to fry. Hey! So, with his sights set on the digital frontier, Elon co-founded his first company, Zip2, in 1995. This was basically an online city guide, kind of like a primitive Google Maps. Not the most glamorous idea, but it caught the eye of a navigation giant called Navtech, who bought Zip2 for a whopping $307 million in 1999. Boom! Elon's first major payday. And let me tell you, this wasn't chump change for a bunch of college kids. With this windfall, Elon jumped right back into the game, this time co-founding X.com, an online financial services company. Now, X.com wasn't exactly setting the world on fire, but it did something important. It merged with a money transfer service called Confinity. And guess what the new company was called? That's right, folks, PayPal. This online payment platform revolutionized the way we send and receive money. Suddenly, you didn't need to write a check or wait for snail mail. It was fast, it was secure, and it was Elon Musk. In 2002, eBay saw the potential and snatched up PayPal for a staggering $1.5 billion. By this point, Elon wasn't just a tech whiz kid, he was a billionaire. That's with a B, folks, billionaire. But Elon wasn't one to rest on his laurels. No, sir, this guy had Mars on his mind, literally. In 2002, he founded SpaceX with a seemingly impossible mission to drastically reduce space transportation costs and ultimately colonize Mars. Let me tell you, the odds were stacked against him. Here was this tech entrepreneur with no prior experience in aerospace, taking on the giants of the industry. But Elon is nothing if not persistent. He poured his heart, soul, and a whole lot of his PayPal billions into SpaceX. There were setbacks, explosions, both literal and metaphorical, and enough doubt to fill a space shuttle. But in 2008, SpaceX did the unthinkable. They achieved the first privately funded orbital launch of a liquid-fueled rocket. This was a game-changer. Suddenly, space exploration wasn't just for government agencies with bottomless budgets. Elon Musk had opened the door for private companies to play in the big leagues. And SpaceX hasn't slowed down since. They're now a major player in the space industry, working with NASA on various projects and even sending astronauts to the International Space Station in their reusable Falcon rockets. It's pretty darn impressive, and it all started with one man's audacious dream. But Elon wasn't done there. Oh no. This guy likes to have his fingers in a lot of pies. In 2004, he became the chairman and product architect of a little electric car company called Tesla Motors. Back then, electric vehicles were seen as glorified golf carts with a limited range. But Elon saw the potential for a clean energy revolution. He pumped his money and engineering prowess into Tesla, and slowly but surely, they started churning out sleek, sexy electric cars that could actually keep up with gas guzzlers. Today, Tesla is a household name, and Elon Musk is a major reason why. Haas. And if you thought that was all, well, you underestimate Elon. He's also involved in a few other interesting ventures. There's Neuralink, a neurotechnology company developing brain-computer interfaces. Imagine being able to control your devices with your thoughts. Sounds like science fiction, right? Well, Elon's working on it. Then there's the Boring Company, whose mission pun intended is to develop underground tunnel networks to alleviate traffic congestion. Elon even wants to build a hyperloop transportation system that would whisk you through tubes at supersonic speeds. Is this guy crazy or just a visionary? Only time will tell. All right, so we've painted a pretty rosy picture of Elon Musk so far. Brilliant entrepreneur, tech titan, future Martian overlord. But let's be honest, the guy isn't perfect. He's known for being a bit, well, eccentric. He can be impulsive, outspoken to a fault, and sometimes takes to Twitter like a duck to water, which isn't always a good thing. Lately, there's been a bit of a buzz online about some of his social media posts, and let's just say, they haven't exactly endeared him to everyone. There was the whole situation where he endorsed a post that some people considered anti-Semitic. Then there was the time he got into a spat with a reporter and ended up banning them from Twitter, which he owns now, by the way. Look, freedom of speech is one thing, but using your platform to spread negativity or silence criticism isn't a great look. Elon's got to learn to pick his battles a little better, you know? So, Elon Musk. A complex and fascinating figure. He's a dreamer who pushes boundaries, a businessman who takes risks, and sometimes a tweeter who needs to chill. Will he colonize Mars? Will his brain-computer interfaces turn us all into cyborgs? Will he ever learn to filter his tweets before hitting send? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. Elon Musk is a force to be reckoned with, and his journey is far from over. That's it for this episode of Success Blueprint Podcast. We hope you learned a little something about Elon Musk and his incredible journey. Remember, success is all about having a dream, working hard, and maybe learning to keep your social media rants in check. Hey, even Elon Musk can learn a thing or two. If you're looking for more inspiring stories of successful people, hit that subscribe button and leave a review. We'll see you next time.